Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101, and time for a fact that makes your brain go. The basketball tournament starting today. You have until 11 a.m. to get your brackets done. Kenzie, by the way, Case sent out brackets for us last night. Did you fill yours out yet for the basketball tournament?
What?
Okay, you better check your email.
Thank you for checking your email.
What? So I have to fill one out for basketball?
Yeah, because we all, between the three of us, we want to see who will do the best.
Basketball?
Did it come with a list of the teams?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's all set there for you. Just pick the matchup.
You gotta check out this link. It's really easy, and it's something you can do. I'll let you do it during the show.
Oh, my God. I can't believe I have to do basketball.
We know what'd be fun. I'm not telling you what to do, but you know what'd be fun?
What?
If you pick based on the mascots of each team or the names of the teams that you like the most.
Does it have a list of the mascots next to them?
No, you got to do a little research on that.
Oh, 64?
Yep, 64. Now, with the basketball tournament starting today, a lot of businesses or some analysts of productivity in business today, because everybody's going to sit and watch the games all day today. Tomorrow, Saturday, Sunday, the first weekend is epic with first and second round. How much productivity is lost? Kenzie said 64 teams, $64 million. Makes sense.
Boom.
Case said $1 billion.
Boom.
Both wrong. They're saying $20 billion in productivity will be lost today, tomorrow, Saturday, and Sunday because people just sit and watch the games. People working from home are saying, I'm working. No, you're not. You're watching basketball. People go to bars and watch it.
20 billion with a B?
With a B.
Oh, settle down. No way. Really?
20 billion. And, here's the thing I say.
What do these people think they're producing?
Well, a lot of companies in the last year specifically have tried to get people to come back into the office and go to work. Mm-hmm. If I was a boss, what I would do is set up TVs all in an area where we all can chill out. I'd order some wings and chili, Mott sticks probably.
You order chili?
That'd be for me. I love chili.
Okay.
But,
hey, a little something for the boss.
Well,
right
it
over
didn't take
here.
you long to switch this to what you'd want.
some mozzarella sticks. I'd say, come back to work today, but I got all this March Madness set up for everybody. Mm-hmm. And then they'll probably get comfortable and forget that they were working from home after a couple days. And by next week, Monday, they're coming to work in the office.
Oh, you're luring people into the office with food.
And basketball.
What
And
makes you think they
basketball.
would come in after that once the food's gone?
Because I think they would forget they were working from home for the last 5 years. And
Okay.
once you give somebody mozzarella sticks, they're yours for life.
I heard that on a To Catch a Predator once. That was the logic that one of the Predators used.
Brian and Kenzie.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. Yeah, we just had Bert Kreischer on the show a minute ago before Måneskin. If you missed that, hilarious. Bert Kreischer coming to Rockford September 18th. And that's the opening of the tour. Promised us he'd come in the day before and do the show with us, the entire show. We're holding him to that. And if you want to hear that interview, if you didn't hear it, you missed out on it, it's going to be up on it's already up on our podcast, actually. You can find it there where Brian and Kenzie podcast, where you always get your podcasts. So coming up here in about 10 minutes, we'll get you on the phones for an evening with Mark Hoppus. It's Clash with Kenzie. You got to fight for it. So that's coming up in 10 minutes. But first, let's get into some sports.
Q101 Morning Crew. Sports.
Well, it's here. It's live on social. You can go check it out. Piece of Garbage Madness 2025 with Brian and Kenzie. We've had the nominations for the last month, and Tiffany in South Howland checked in and just said, masterpiece. Thank you, Tiffany and South Howland, all the people of South Howland and everybody around. Can go take a look at it right now on our Instagram, our Facebook, and the first matchup starts in about 10 minutes, and that will be in the Italian beef region. Last year's champion, the number one overall seed, Tiffany Henyard, going against the 16 seed, the movie Joker 2.
It's a tough goal.
Now,
That's a toss-up.
you're looking at upset city in a lot of these matchups. Joker 2 was a colossal billion-dollar disappointment.
Not good.
Somebody brought up a great point, though, that when Amelia Perez was winning all those awards, they were like, we were too hard on Joker 2. And now we were so it was not nearly as bad as the movie that's winning everything.
In hindsight.
Ooh, we've made some mistakes. Lady Gaga is like, what the hell? What?
Listen, the first movie was incredible and impactful and disturbing. Just do that again in 2. Don't make it a musical. Such a disappointment. Now, again, you decide with the voting who advances. I know it's a 1 in 16 seed, but maybe there could be an upset there. You decide. But Tiffany Henyard, she's coming with all guns blazing. She's got a jump shot, a turnaround, a hook shot from half court. You decide who wins and moves on in Piece of Garbage Madness. If you're just new to the show today, it is people and things that have been pieces of garbage in the last year. And Tiffany Henyard, the mayor of Dalton, not going to be running again, but she had a pretty bad year. Pretty colossal year.
Well, it's funny you mentioned that Joker 2 was a musical because Tiffany Henyard also dipped her toe into the musical category. You've got it in your little folder there, Brian. I know it's quick, but maybe do you want to play Tiffany Henyard's Feed the People just to remind everybody of what the now soon-to-be ex-Dalton mayor did in the studio?
For sure. Certainly a rhyme that was good.
I'm starving the boys, I'm feeding the people. They put me in office and treat me like it's illegal. To feed the people, to feed the people. I gave back to communities and I cleaned the streets up. I'm starving the boys, I'm feeding the people. They put me in office and treat me like it's illegal. To feed the people, to feed the people, to feed my people, to feed my people. From Vegas to Chicago.
Okay. Tiffany.
So catchy. That should be on piece of gems right there. Different bracket.
It's crazy she didn't do Lala this year.
Tiffany
I know.
Tiffany checked in from South Holland again and said, I'm sorry I share a name with her.
That's tough. That's a tough one.
It's a tough name to have. So there you go. The voting will be up in 5 minutes. We'll get that up shortly. But I want you to absorb the bracket it's been put up just now on our story, of course, on Instagram and Facebook. And just take a look at it. It's masterpiece. Thanks again to the double features who helped me put it all together.
So just to make sure that I remember correctly, what you're going to do is 4 times a day, as long as we see fit, you're going to put up matchups one by one, and people will vote in the comments section on Facebook and Instagram to see who advances in Piece of Garbage.
Correct. I'll put it up on Instagram and the stories as well, and I'll put it on Twitter even for our Twitter people out there.
They still exist. Are you going to put it on Blue Sky or no?
I'm not going on Threads. I may open up my MySpace page, see if I can still activate it and put it up there.
Your Foursquare account.
That's right. But it will be compiled, all the voting. I'll take care of it and advance and go that way. So you can vote on all your platforms. And make sure you vote quickly because each, as Kay said, about 4 a day. And it depends if I take a nap and then I lose track of it. I can't give exact times right now.
This is messy.
And you're voting for the worst thing. We want to crown the worst thing of the last year, just to be clear.
That's right. So you see,
not your favorite.
Yeah, Tiffany Henyard and the Joker too. Well, if you think Tiffany Henyard's a bigger piece of garbage, you vote for Tiffany Henyard.
Correct.
And then they move on. So there you go. Case may feel that we are, by the way, all on the bracket for some reason or another. Case may feel he should be on the bracket because he did not get invited to the Chicago White Sox Food Day yesterday. One of the biggest White Sox fans I know is Case right here in the room. And even though we're very critical of all our sports teams because we're not frauds like these other radio stations that talk sports and pretend to be rah-rah about the teams, we talk real when we call them out. That's what we do. We're your voice through this radio station when you're angry or happy with your team, either one. We're authentic. Case has called out, well, much like all of us, the White Sox last year. I mean, it's not that hard. It was the worst team in Major League Baseball history. But everybody I know, Kenzie, got invited to the Chicago White Sox Food Day where they debut the foods to everybody and you talk about it. Case didn't get invited.
Well, honestly, Case has talked a lot of smacks about the White Sox. If anybody should have been invited out of the three of us, it should have been me.
Should have been?
I've been a defender.
Well, you didn't get one either then.
I know.
An invite. Well,
I love food.
Yeah, but you're collateral damage from Case. You're guilt by association.
I'm linked to him.
Yeah. How does that make you feel?
Not great.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate. After all my efforts.
Why don't you let that sit with you for a little bit? Think about
I
that.
didn't see it coming. That should be a piece of garbage.
Your relationship
Kenzie's linked to
with
Case. Don't love it.
It shows that choices in life mean things.
They have consequences.
And I have made a mistake.
Yeah.
I made a horrible
You
mistake.
put your name on that dotted line, and look at where you are now.
Look at what I sold my soul to the devil.
And by the way, a huge mistake because the food looked outstanding at the new rate. We'll call it the rate now, not guaranteed rate ballpark anymore.
You know, birthday cake, milkshake, brand new chicken sandwiches, corn dogs. Who needs it? Invite radio stations nobody cares about.
Brian and Kenzie.
On Q 101.
Brian and Kenzie.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. That's Lincoln Park. We're going to come back to that in just about 10 seconds because I want to let you know, boy, do we have an update on what we talked about with the Downers Grove teacher a couple days ago who was arrested for sleeping with a student. There's an update. We actually have the text messages that were sent back and forth from the teacher to the student. The 30-year-old teacher, a woman, and then the boy, 15-year-old. We have those text messages. We'll get through that. I don't know what's going on with the suburban teachers, but there's also a suburban teacher who was a cheer coach that stole $30,000 from the school.
$30,000.
$30,000 from Lake Zurich. We'll get to all that in just about 10 minutes with Brian and Kenzie on Q101. You have to stick around for it. And, you know, even we'll do this, too, when we come back since we played Lincoln Park. A chance to see them at Welcome to Rockville. We'll give that keyword out for an exclusive VIP trip coming up in just about 10 minutes. But, boy, now mentioning Lincoln Park, and, of course, we played the newer Lincoln Park there, the Emptiness Machine. But today is Chester Bennington's birthday, and he would have been 49 years old today. Lost him 8 years ago. July 20th, we lost him 8 years ago, and then March 20th, 1976 was his birthday. And this really hit me. I've told the story before, but Lincoln Park playing Jamboree at Q101 back in the day when I was here, in the sludge days of Q101 when I was here, and I think that was the year 2000 Jamboree. And I'll never forget their performance and how nice Chester and the rest of the guys were in leaving. They made sure to say goodbye to everybody on the air at Q101 at the time before they left. And typically bands, they're not necessarily, they're really busy after the show and usually getting to go to the next gig. But they hung out to make sure and just talk to all of us. And I remember Chester specifically being so kind. And I want to play some audio here. And I know some of this can be kind of tough, as, you know, we definitely want you to get help. If you need help, 988 is the mental health line. But when you hear Chester Bennington understand his struggles of his life, this was him in an interview talking about trying to break the cycle of depression that all of us have moments in our life. And this was really introspective.
I don't know if anybody out there can relate, but like, I have a hard time with life sometimes. Right. Sometimes it's great, but a lot of times for me, it's really hard. And no matter how I'm feeling, like, I always find myself like struggling with certain patterns of behavior. I find myself like stuck in like the same thing that keeps repeating over and over again. And I'm just like, how am I in this? And it's that moment where you're in it, and then you kind of separate yourself from that situation, and you look at it and you see it for what it is, and you're able to then do something about it. Like you've now broken out of that circle, that cycle. I know that for me, when I'm inside myself, when I'm in my own head, it gets this place right here, this skull between my ears. That is a bad neighborhood, and I should not be in there alone.
Now, you know, that the guy that was interviewing him kind of chuckled there and again nervously when someone says something like that. But I got to say, I've never understood it more with the way he described it there of having depression and struggle, of saying, this is a bad neighborhood, and he pointed to his head. Mm-hmm. And he talks really clear in there about you shouldn't go through the battle alone, get help. And we always say that to everybody, our listeners, everybody's gone through something. And get help when you need it. It's all there for you, whether it's even reaching out to us, and we can guide you to 988, the people there. Chester Bennington would have, 41 years old. We lost him at, would have been 49 years old today.
Brian and Kenzie.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. So about 6 minutes away, we launched Ticket Blitz Thursday every hour today. AJR tickets down in Tinley, which reminds me of the last time they were in Tinley. I believe that's the last time they were in Tinley was 2019 for Q101's picnic, which was, wow, 27,000 people, and they crushed. It was awesome. So that's coming up about 6 to 5 minutes away as we move forward with, wow, breaking news on 2 days ago. We talked about the Downers Grove teacher who allegedly slept with her student. She's 30, he was 15, and she's been arrested. So she was arrested at a traffic stop.
Good.
So that's where we're at right now. Now, she got busted because the mom took the kid's phone because it broke to get a new phone, and when they put the cloud stuff all back on the phone, the text messages came up, and that's how the mom knew what was going on. And then they went right to the police station. I'm sure she, said, we're going to the police station. I'm not sure the kid said that.
That's a lot of errands to run in an afternoon. To have to go to the Apple store and then the police station. Oh, my God, I'd be exhausted.
Well, when you find out your kid's been assaulted, you're kind of willing to
Which is also not good, but that does make for one busy afternoon.
Well, I will tell you, phone store and the police station, I mean, I would definitely want a Portillo's slice of cake after that
you
at the
need
night.
a little sweet treat after a day like that.
You deserve a lot. I might take the day off next day. I don't know what's worse, the phone store or the police station.
Oh, phone store's far worse. I'd rather be in prison than have to go to the phone store.
Well, someone might be.
Guess what? Guess who is?
That's where we're ending up here.
Nope.
Yeah, shouldn't have broke the screen, man. I guess everything will still be private. But so her name is Christina Formella, 30-year-old soccer coach and teacher at Downers Grove High School. So allegedly, she had said these things in the text messages, and these were from a couple years ago, by the way. So this has been going on for a while and just getting busted now.
She's been with him for years.
2023, the text messages go back to.
Jeez.
And this was found on the phone. These were obtained by WGN, the TV. It got these text messages. So the boy apparently sent her a text message saying, "I love you so much, mama." I put different music here. Let me do this. So I know, Kenzie, this is a little ick.
Oh, good, a fiddle. That helps. What?
I don't think this is a fiddle.
A flute?
These are horns.
A flute. Do you think it's fluty?
Well, a flute is a woodwind.
This is like a trumpet. These are trumpets.
I don't think it's a trumpet.
You listen carefully.
Maybe a clarinet.
Might be a clarinet. It's funny. I've listened to these, we call these beds for 6 years. I've never paid close attention to it before.
Really? I think it's a clarinet.
It's Bach's Concerto in C minor.
My favorite.
There's a harpsichord.
Imagine when this dropped. They were like, oh my God. Past the aux chord, bro. Bach dropped another one. Unbelievable.
Had to do it to him.
All right, so enjoy this jam while we read the text messages. She sent him a text message saying, "I love having sex with you." He said, "I love you so much, mama." She said, "I love you so much, baby." A lot of O's, kind of like in the JFK files. That's why they ended up with 63,000 pages.
I gotta be honest, this is pretty incriminating.
Kenzie, the next line is going to be a little bit of ick. I apologize.
It's already been ick.
So when she says, "I love you so much, baby," there's a ... which is so 2015 in texting, putting dots, ellipses in your text messages. But then she said, "Even though this morning was short, it was perfect."
Ugh.
It's not funny, but that's...
It's not funny, but Kenzie's reaction's very funny.
Kenzie's reaction's funny, but also, even though it was short...
I mean, you're also insulting him at the same time.
Thank you. Thank you for saying that.
That's what Brian's trying to say.
Thank you for clarifying what I'm trying to say. He didn't need that in the text message. That's terrible.
Well, she's probably manipulating him. That's probably part of it. So it's like a lot of, obviously this is very clearly a manipulative, horrible relationship. But a lot of times in those, there are very like comments that would make you feel insecure. That's a very common tactic in those kind of situations. So it's like, oh, what? Like, and then you're even more dependent on it or whatever.
Now, that's a predator against a minor conversation. And Kenzie said it perfectly. It was insulting him and trying to manipulate. But if that was also a 38-year-old woman going to a 38-year-old man saying, "Even though this morning was short, it was perfect."
Hey, come on now.
Good Lord. Can I get my soul back anytime soon? And then he had to reply, to Kenzie's point, being, kind of probably hurt, saying, "I know, baby. It was perfect, baby, so perfect." But he did say, "I know" first, knowing that it was short.
Yeah, almost apologetic.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I wish you could all see Kenzie's face right now. It's not good.
Oh, God. The text isn't good.
Yeah. And then
my heavens.
So he replied again, "I know, baby, I love it so much. It feels so good. It's so passionate. It's so intimate. It's so perfect." The boy says to her. This is again
meeting up like over school? What is that? What are they? Where are they? Because she's married.
She's married, and they did meet up in school. This is when the incident, at least one incident they're trying to nail down, happened 2 years ago. While she was tutoring him. So she, again, the 30...
Oh my God, they were paying her extra? Imagine being like, I hired her and paid her, and that's what was happening.
Oh, that's what happens.
No wonder his scores still sucked. Pissed.
We don't know that. He might have been a straight A student. She might have been a good tutor still. People, really bad people can still be good at something. She might have been a good teacher. I don't know.
we have to separate the art from the artist.
Complicated legacy.
With her math tutoring skills.
O.J. Simpson, complicated legacy.
No,
teacher,
we're
no
not doing
different.
this.
No, it's too late. We're there. So, yeah, those were some of the text messages. Now, again, she insists that she is being persecuted because, quote, she's so good looking. And she is.
Which, by the way, my favorite legal defense of all time. Honor, Your Honor, they're being mean to me because I'm so hot.
Yes.
Well-
She's saying she's a victim and she's being framed.
Yes, yeah.
Because she's so good looking. It's blackmail. Now, I just took the AI training yesterday and from our company, and I do know that any kind of text message can be, manipulated. Anything can happen. It could be a video, a voice. I learned this all in our training yesterday.
Kenzie, did you do the training yesterday?
Yep.
Okay, good. All right, well, caught up.
I skimmed, but I got it done.
So I'm not saying it's alleged until she's convicted of all this later on. But again, that they're targeting her because she's, quote, so good looking. I don't know what judge is going to.
So her defense
that.
is none of this ever happened, and the mom created software and sent these inappropriate text messages and created all of this.
She is claiming that she's being blackmailed by the boy, again, because she is good looking, so good looking, in fact, that she's a victim in her mind, and that is the situation that has been orchestrated. It's all an attempt, essentially, to get rid of her because she is so
her
good
down.
looking. Yes, yeah, and the judge is going to hear that and go, well, you are pretty hot. You must be.
It's worked before. I think 1864, Abe Lincoln had a case like this come against him.
Mary Todd was a fox.
Oh, Lord. This is where we're at. I want to get to the Lake Zurich story as well.
Okay, somebody just asked me to tutor them. That's not going to happen. That is not.
You know what?
Enough. That is inappropriate.
You know what? We'll get back to the Lake Zurich story.
Inappropriate text. Flag on the play.
Because it's time for Ticket Butts Thursday.
No.
Out with the bang. 100 bad days made 100 good stories. 100 good stories make me interesting in parties. Way up we go. Been up and down that road. Way up, oh no. We gon' burn the whole house down.
Kenzie's only available for tutoring on Saturday. Tutoring on Saturdays at 3.
And please send a text saying Kenzie will tutor you.
You know what? This is all happening because I'm too hot.
That's right. So damn hot.
That's the problem.
Yeah, it's true.
It's true.
It's true.
True.
Ironically, text BANG to 312-591-8300.
Case.
Now, let me clarify. I do not pick the keyword, nor did I really put together until just this exact second that the word is bang. That is not intentional. Do not get upset with Brian. We had nothing to do with that.
Honestly, I don't care if you get upset with me over that. If you do, fine. It's an AJR song. The song's called Bang. We're giving away tickets to AJR. Henceforth, text BANG to Kenzie, who answers the text line at 312-591-8300.
If you want to be tutored, text bang.
Text BANG. You might win AJR tickets. You might get a tutoring session. I don't know.
Hang out with Kenzie in the Tinley Park lawn, see what happens.
Hey.
Text BANG to 312-591-8300 right now for your chance to get tickets to AJR. This will be an incredible show at Credit Union One Amphitheater in Tinley Park, Sunday, July 27th. Tickets are on sale tomorrow at 10 a.m., but these are free and first from our great friends at Live Nation and from Brian and Kenzie on Q101. Do it now. You got the next hour to do it.
Brian and Kenzie.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie.
On Q101.
Kenzie, how many tutoring requests have you gotten during that Fall Out Boy song?
Quite a few.
And they all were saying bang, because that's the AJR keyword for Ticket Butts Thursday. Text BANG to 312-591-8300 for the next 50 minutes. Your chance to go see AJR in Tinley Park. We had Melanie checked in from Midlothian, who said not only does she want to see AJR, she wants to know what the movie is tomorrow. And relating to Piece of Garbage Madness that we dropped today, that voting will start shortly for the first matchup. It's going to be White Men Can't Jump tomorrow at 8 o'clock. Case's movie review. He'd never seen that movie. It was the anniversary. It's next week, the anniversary?
Next week is the anniversary of White Men Can't Jump, but this ties into, obviously, the basketball tournament going on in Piece of Garbage Madness, and we have to watch it this week because next week is the 30th anniversary of Tommy Boy, and I've never seen that. So White Men Can't Jump tomorrow at 8, Tommy Boy next Friday at 8 o'clock.
Got it. Now, We had mentioned the teacher in Downers Grove. We read the text messages on the air that were there. But she got arrested, of course, for having an inappropriate relationship with the 15-year-old boy, and she's 30. But I don't know what's going on with our suburb teachers here. In Lake Zurich, a former cheer coach at Lake Zurich High School is facing charges after stealing, allegedly, $40,000 from the program.
Good God.
Yeah, Gabrielle Kelly of Algonquin is facing
Probably Gabrielle. It's a girl, right?
Yeah.
Gabrielle, maybe?
What did I say? Gab?
You said Gabriel.
Oh, Gabrielle.
So
Yeah.
probably Gabrielle.
That's tough.
I'm asking.
No, you're right. It's Gabrielle Kelly.
Gabrielle. I'm assuming.
Boy, did that throw you off.
It really did. It's just weird.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to throw such a monkey wrench at you.
That's okay.
My God,
it's like
are you
in Mario
malfunctioning?
Well, I don't think I've ever looked. I don't
Ga-
think I've ever looked at that word before. That name. So it's Gabrielle Kelly.
And what did she do?
Well, she stole money, allegedly, 2 counts of money laundering and 2 counts of theft. After turning herself in, she did this on Tuesday. She was the cheer coach for the 23-24 school year and is accused of diverting $38,000 of district funds for personal use.
Good Lord.
That's a lot of money for a high school because all high schools are really struggling.
yeah.
Like if I see these companies where people end up taking out a couple $1 million and no one notices for years, but $38,000 for a high school, that had to really hurt them. And I don't know how they didn't see it right away.
We had
either.
a teacher text in just this week when we were talking about pencils, riveting, if you want to go back to the Brian and Kenzie podcast. But when we addressed the whole do they use pencils thing, and she goes, unfortunately, we do use pencils, but obviously they break. And she goes, we're out of them, and it's not in our budget to get pencils for the school. Imagine that much money being stolen when they're struggling for pencil money.
That's one of the saddest things I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Isn't that insane?
Aren't pencils probably like $1 for 100 right now?
I don't know. I don't know if that's accurate. But I would imagine you can get a bulk, a bulk order for schools that you think would be a lot more affordable.
If Costco has pencils, I'll go get that school taken care of, whatever school she was out of pencils with.
Be careful. You want to buy over 1,000 something pencils?
If they're probably $1 at Costco.
That's too good of a deal for pencils. I don't think it's that much.
I'm gonna pull up my Amazon app right now and see if I can I'm gonna type in bulk pencils.
You do that.
We're gonna wait with bated breath.
No, I mean you can continue. I'm
Yeah,
just gonna update you when I get the answer.
You give me an update when we're ready.
So
when
you
you're
can
ready.
get hold on.
Oh, you're already there. You're already there. Already got an update. Wow. Okay. Here we go.
You can get a 320 pack for $28.49.
Okay, that's still not bad. If that woman texts back in, I'll buy the pencils. I'll buy those.
Oh, I'll tell you what. Oh, you can get 1,000 for $62.
That's a big jump in amount and not costing much more.
I know.
Yeah.
1,000 for how much?
$62.99.
Okay, whatever teacher texted that yesterday, I will take care of the pencils
Yeah,
for the
text us
school.
again. I don't know how to find her.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, well, there's a lot of texts since then. We'll take care of that school, get those pencils going. Kids will
someone just asked if they're good ones. I don't know. I don't know what that means.
be. Are they number 2?
Are they those crap ass pencils? I'm like, sorry, I didn't mean it in the bad way.
Yeah, they're the number 3s where the testing never counted your circles. All that crap.
I don't know how we just got called cheap for helping. Oh my God.
Brian and Kenzie.
On Q 101.
Well, if you missed the keyword for Ticket Puts Thursday, we'll get to that in just about 3 minutes. Also, we dropped Piece of Garbage Madness today. The brackets are up on our socials on Instagram and Facebook, and the matchups, you vote and you decide who moves forward and who was the biggest piece of garbage. You're going to decide all this. So the voting will begin shortly on all the same platforms. So just make sure you follow us on, of course, everything we do. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, TikTok. It's going to take me all day to put these up, all this damn thing. Holy crap.
He's like, never mind, we're not doing it.
Forget I said anything.
What do you think should win? Let's just at the number 1 spot.
You know what? I'm going to go with my cell phone. Just text me who thinks is going to win. It'll be a lot easier.
Let's just go to the number 1 spot.
Holy cow. This is going to be the next 3 weeks. It will match up perfectly with the basketball tournament that starts today as well. So we'll get to all that in just a few minutes. First, to wrap up our conversation before the break, we're talking about the Lake Zurich teacher that's allegedly stole $38,000, the cheer coach from Lake Zurich High School, and is obviously been charged with some crimes. And it led to the conversation of, man, $38,000. We got a text from a teacher this week that said they can't even afford pencils. So Kenzie Googled on Amazon how to buy a big bulk thing of pencils. 1,000 pencils for how much was it, Kenzie?
On Amazon, I found 1,000 pencils in a bulk purchase for $62.99.
And then Kenzie got accused of being cheap because they were, quote, crappy pencils.
Someone's like, I bet there's a crappy ass pencil. And then somebody else, immediately I got bashed. I was just looking for a book purchase. Another ex-teacher texted and said, but you actually do have to be careful because we ordered bulk pencils and the erasers didn't erase. It just smeared everything around and ruined everything. So you actually do have to be careful.
Oh, maybe they're onto something then. Now, we got a text in from 773 that sent me a link to Target for the Ticonderoga pencils. That is the world-class pencil.
God, it sounds like Game of Thrones.
Well,
What is that?
It does say on the box, the world's best pencil.
Okay.
Ticonderoga, it says it writes smoothly, sharpens evenly, erases cleanly.
There we go. We were worried about the eraser.
Yeah, and they're unsharpened. They come unsharpened. You have to have a sharpener. And then it's a number 2 pencil, which always used to be for the test. You had to have a number 2. You can buy a 12 count of these pencils at Target for $2.99. Now, to try to make that to 1,000, that'd be pretty expensive if I get my calculator out here.
Oh, boy.
Let's see.
Okay, so you're trying to, these are 12 pencils, you're trying to add up to 1,000 and then see how much that would be?
So 1,000 divided by 12 is 83. So I need 83 packs of this. So then I need to do
So 83
$2.99
times
times
$2.99.
83. That's $248.
Oh, you don't have that kind of money.
And some tax. That's without tax.
Oh, 10% tax in Chicago is going to be what, 20?
You're
No,
going to end up spending $1 million.
it's $1 million.
It's like, how did I get here?
And then I got to get how many Target bags I got to add on with the 10-cent cost for all those pencils.
Oh, my God, with the
I
bag
think they're going to
tax?
ship to you. They're not going to put them in bags.
I'll go there to stop the shipping costs.
But then you got to pay for the
Get-
bags.
And gas.
And gas. And don't even get me started. You're going to pick up eggs while you're there.
Well, there's Pizza Hut in our Target, so I'll get Pizza Hut.
Is there ever?
So the cost structure just went out the window, me trying to help the
I
school
wanted
for
to
pencils.
I wanted to look that pencil up on Amazon, but I don't even know where to begin with spelling it. What is it called again?
How do you think Ticonderoga is spelled?
It rhymes with Ponderosa, which is fun.
T-Y. No, son of a bitch.
Keep going.
Well, I'm already wrong.
You're already wrong. What do
Is
you
there a
think?
silent letter before the T? I hate when that happens. Just so I know. Is there like a K or something?
Ticonderoga starts with a K.
Like a knife over here. Unbelievable. I spelled it how I thought, and no results came up on Amazon.
All right, listen. I will buy Kenzie's crappy pencils for a school that needs them. I can't get the Ticonderogas. I'm sorry.
Brian and Kenzie.
On Q 101.